Hello everybody and welcome to our webinar on the University of Kent. My name is Emma Spittles and I am the International Officer for Turkey at the university and I work in the international team. I'm here today joined by my colleague Hannah.
Hi there. Hi, I'm Hannah Elabi. I'm the Senior International Support Officer for students from Turkey. So I support Emma to help you guys.
Of Kent. I'll first start with a presentation for about 20 minutes or so, and then we'll have a question and answer session afterwards. Please do use the chat function on the side to post all of your questions as we go through it. Okay, we start. Okay, so I hope everyone can see that. So welcome everybody. As I said, that we are from the University of Kent and we are here to talk to you today about a variety of different topics to help you with your University of Kent application. Before we start to sort of go through the details about the application process, I always thought it useful to kind of give you a few facts and figures about the university itself. So it was established in 1965 and each year we have around sort of 20,000 students. The vast majority of them, sort of over 15,000, are at the undergraduate level. One of the unique selling points about the University of Kent is how international we are. In terms of each year we are proud to have several different nationalities. This year we have over 157 different nationalities, so it's a very sort of multicultural community. And our overseas students make up just over 15% of our student population. This year we are very pleased to say that we have over 80 students from Turkey studying at the University of Kent, doing both undergraduate and postgraduate courses. In terms of the university itself, we are a top ranked university, particularly in terms of our subject fields. As you can see from the screen in front of you, and a large number of our schools and our programs have been ranked within the top 20 of the UK's rankings. Many of them, particularly sort of criminology, was ranked 6th in the Times Good University Guide last year. And we have a number that within the top 10 of the Complete University Guide 2019. So a wide range of highly rated schools are available for you to study. So what makes Kent so unique? One of our amazing points to encourage you to come and study is our unique and fantastic locations. So we are currently we are based in southeast of England, so we're sort of in the southeast corner, and Kent is known as the Garden of England. It's very green, it's very lush, it's an amazing countryside, rolling hills and you know, lakes and trees, everything you would have seen on shore, countless images of the UK. The University of Kent currently has 2 campuses. Our first campus is at Canterbury, and as you can see from the main picture, it's very much set in the countryside, but we aren't sort of far away from urban centres. The actual campus itself is a short bus ride, probably about a 10-minute bus ride from Canterbury city centre. But we're also within close touching distance from London, just over 60 minutes on the train. And but also we are known as the UK's European university because we are just a few hours from major cities such as Paris, Brussels and Amsterdam on the Eurostar. So we're very much, our location is very much connected to major cities across Europe. The campus itself at Canterbury is made up of 300 acres surrounded by woodlands and open fields. Which is one of our benefits of studying there, particularly in the current situation, circumstances with social distancing. It is relatively easy to social distance within our campus because of the wide open spaces that are available. Unlike some universities where, particularly if you're in a city centre, often it's very hard to kind of social distance. but within the Canterbury and the Medway campuses, it is relatively easier because it's all spread out within the countryside itself. Our second campus is in Medway, which is sort of north of Kent. And here, our campus, as you can see from the big picture, is again surrounded by sort of urban areas, but it's on the coastline, and it's near to the historic towns of Chatham and Gillingham, which are very much sort of dockyard and sort of that kind of coastal towns. The campus itself is shared with Greenwich University and Canterbury Christ Church University. Again, it's within a reasonable close distance to London, just 50 minutes on the train. And a number of courses are taught at the Medway campus, including journalism, pharmacy, and some of the business programs as well. Courses. So one of the amazing things about Kent is that we have over 500 pathways, taught courses, research degrees available at Kent. So basically we have something for everybody. And there's a wide variety of courses. So at the moment, this year, we are proud to provide 400 undergraduate programs and 120 postgraduate programs. I'm not going to go through everyone individually because that will take me a bit of a while. But as you can see on the screen, there is a large number of programs available in a diverse subject areas, from architecture to pharmacy to statistics, to journalism and to international relations. So again, as I said, we have something for everybody. One of the amazing things about our courses is that there are often times where you can combine subjects, take extra modules to therefore, increase your knowledge and experience whilst you are studying at the University of Kent. And many of the programs actually offer a year in industry, what we call a placement year, whereby after you've studied your course, you can then go away and be placed within a local organisation where you can gain practical work experience that's related to the topic that you were studying. So the most important thing to think about is when you are looking at your courses is are you eligible to apply? Do you meet the entry requirements? There are two main types of entry requirements for most courses. The first one being academic qualifications and the second being English language, particularly for our international students. At Kent, we consider all applications on individual merit. And we welcome students from Turkey who have a wide range of qualifications and experience. What I would say before I go through the details about sort of the academic and English language criteria, just a key message for me is that some schools within the Kent University do vary in terms of their entry requirements. So whilst the information I will talk to you about is kind of the general, some schools might ask for higher qualifications. So please do check the university at the website for more details on that. So in terms of academic qualifications, I know that there's a lot of information on this on the screen at the moment. So again, all the information is available on our website. So please do check that if you do need more information. For undergraduate degrees, generally to be considered for year one of a Kent's undergraduate program, Turkish students typically need to have completed one of the degrees shown on the screen. Usually the final grade amounts to about 75% for the diploma, the high school diploma, or if you've got a GPA of 3.0 in your diplomacy from a recognised or state university. So again, there is a variant depending on which qualification you have. We will also accept international baccalaureate diplomas, and for that, for undergraduates, generally you will need at least 34 points. For the postgraduate programs, typically students should have completed a 4-year bachelor's degree, and generally it compares to about a 2.1 for a UK degree. So that's usually a final CGPA of 3, or for 2-2 programs, it can be 2.7. Again, when you are looking at the postgraduate programs, please do check the individual course pages, because as I said earlier, some of the qualifications entry requirements do vary depending on which program you're looking to study. If any of you are looking to do any postgraduate research, an MPhil or a PhD, again, you need to have completed the diplomacy from a state or a private university and have a final GPA of at least 3. We are aware of the current, obviously, COVID situation, that for many students, not just in Turkey, but from many countries around the world, are having difficulties providing transcripts, certificates, because we're aware that many examinations have been postponed or in some situations have been cancelled. What we do say is that if you are having difficulties obtaining any of your academic qualification documentation, please do get in touch with our admissions team, and rest assured that we are dealing with this issue with as much flexibility as we can. So we are aware there are some people that are having difficulties and there are delays providing certificates and transcripts. So please don't let that put you off from applying and from completing your application. So please do proceed with your application as you would normally do so. The second sort of main entry requirement for our courses is English language. Applicants who will need to meet a standard English language requirement for both sort of undergrad, postgrad and PhD programs. These levels are set to a standard that meets both the academic needs of the university, but also the minimum requirements of Tier 4 visa. The most common way students meet our English language requirements is by taking an English language test, such as an IELTS. As you can see on the screen in front of you, for an undergraduate, most courses will require an IELTS of 6.5 overall, with at least 6 in the reading and writing components. For a postgraduate, this increases to between sort of 6.5 and 7, depending on which program you're looking to study. And similarly with the postgraduate, there is also some programs will require an IELTS of a 7. So we are aware that at the moment it is difficult in some places to meet the language requirements, given the limited availability of testing available, particularly the IELTS, because I know that for many countries that has been suspended at the moment. Because of that, I'm pleased to say that the University of Kent has teamed up with English Password Test to offer an online exam which covers the 4 main components, albeit reading, writing, listening and speaking. This test is something that has been designed specifically for the University of Kent, and it can be used to satisfy both our English language requirements for both, whether it's a pre-sessional, an undergraduate, a postgraduate level course, but it will also satisfy the UKVI's visa requirements as well. Something to point out about the English language test is that if you do take the test, it is only it can only be used to gain entry onto a University of Kent course. So you cannot take the test and then apply to another university with that test result. It's only valid for the University of Kent. One of the positive things about the language test is it's currently free of charge. So we are actively encouraging everybody to consider this as an option, as a way of meeting your English language entry requirements. So if you have applied and you have received a conditional offer, and one of those conditions being English language, then please do register your interest at the email address as shown on the screen. What will happen is that you will go, there's an online booking form, so you just go on and select a date of when you wish to take a test, and all the information will be sent to you nearer the time. Another way to meet our language requirements is by taking one of our pre-sessional programs. Pre-sessional courses take place before the start of your degree at Kent. They focus on developing not only your English language skills, but also look at the study skills that you need to be able to successfully complete your course at the University of Kent. So they help many international students to build up their confidence when it comes to studying overseas, but also helps to develop their understanding of UK culture, gets familiar with the systems that are used within the University of Kent, and it helps you, it gets you used to using many of the e-learning platforms that are used at the university. So at the moment, there are 3 pre-sessional courses available. They vary in length from 10 weeks to 4 weeks, and depending on your current level of English, you will then have the choice to choose 1 or 3 of them, depending on which you need to take. If you are interested in taking a pre-sessional, then please do go onto our website. The link is available on the screen in front of you. It provides all the details about how to apply for a pre-sessional, what you'll be required to do, but also how much it costs as well, because there are fees involved for the pre-sessional courses. Okay, so once you've applied and once you've been offered a place at the University of Kent, often the next thing that many of our students think about is accommodation, of where you're going to stay for the year, or for at least the year to 3 years ahead of you. The University of Kent has a wide range of accommodation facilities available for our students. The Canterbury campus has over 5,000 rooms available, and they are a mixture of, they're catered or self-catering, some have en-suite facilities, and some have shared facilities. So there is sort of a variety of rooms available depending on your needs and your requirements. At the Canterbury campus, there's a dedicated postgraduate halls of residence called Wolf College, which is perfect for our postgraduate students. There is also self-catered facilities at Medway as well. Living on campus brings many benefits, not only that everything is on your doorstep in terms of kind of the university facilities, there's also a variety of other facilities such as shops, cafes, and food options available to you as per your needs. If living on campus is not something that you're thinking about, there are plenty of off-campus housing options available to you, albeit within sort of the Canterbury city centre or on the outskirts. Further details about all of the accommodation options are available on the website. We do strongly encourage you to think about accommodation soon, just because rooms start booking very fast, and if you do want to make sure that you get your preferred option, it's always better to book your accommodation as soon as you can. Accommodation is reserved through our online portal, so again, you just go onto the website, go onto the accommodation page, and then apply through that site. To give you an idea about the costings, to actually stay on campus in 2019-20, the prices ranged from $4,650 upwards, obviously depending on which option you choose, whether it's catered or self-catering. So again, have a look on the website. It will provide you with full details about the costs of the accommodation. We are aware that studying in the UK, like many places, is expensive, and the University of Kent is no different. And because of that, we do offer a number of scholarship options available, particularly for our international students. One of the programs that, particularly for our Turkish students, should really look at seriously is the British Council's Great Scholarship Programme. So the University of Kent is proud to partner with the British Council to provide scholarships of up to £10,000 for postgraduate students. So each year there are 6 awards available, and it's not just for Turkey, so it covers China, India, Malaysia, Thailand, and Turkish students. So there is tough competition for the scholarships, but it's definitely worth applying, because £10,000 towards your tuition fee is a massive help when it comes to funding your studies. Applications for scholarships, whether it be the Great Scholarship or whether it be the International Student Scholarships, they can be made through the application online portal. So when you do come to apply for your course at the University of Kent, there will be an option for you to select which scholarships you wish to, if you do wish to apply for any. The key message for me on scholarships is more about the deadlines and the timing. Many of the scholarships, particularly the British Council and the International Student Scholarships, actually close on the 31st of May. So you don't have that long to put your application in. So if you haven't already submitted your Kent application, please do so as soon as you can, in order to make sure that you can be considered for a scholarship if that's your intention. As I said, all the information about the scholarships is available on our website, so please do check there for further details. One of the unique things about the University of Kent, not only are we a leading academic institution, we also provide a really unique and fun social environment for our students to live and study in. The key message is from day one, you become a member of the Kent family, and there are so many ways that you can get involved with extracurricular activities and other on-campus activities that will help your student experience when you are studying. Our locations in Kent, just outside Canterbury, make it easy for our students to travel around not only the UK, but also mainland Europe as well. Our campus facilities offer a wide range of international food options, whether it be through the restaurants or whether it be through the pop-up food outlets that we have on campus as well. Within Canterbury and the Medway towns, there's lots of a wide range of food options as well. So whether it be the restaurants or the local shops, there's something for everybody in terms of kind of your palate and your needs. We also have a number of sort of first-class facilities on our campus, whether it be a fully stocked gym, a new sports centre. We also have an arts centre which has a theatre and a cinema on campus. So there's lots of different ways in which you can kind of experience other activities outside your academic studies. One of the important part of studying at the University of Kent is getting involved with so many of the societies and clubs that we have available to you. The Kent Union, so it's based at the Canterbury campus, and there are so many different sort of clubs and societies for our students to get involved with. So whatever you're interested in, if it's the Hogwarts Society, if it's gardening, or if it's football or netball or cricket, whatever you're interested in, there is guaranteed to be a club and society for you. There's lots of information on this slide, but I hope it gives you a sense of the different types of societies and clubs that you can join once you do come to the University of Kent. One of the key things that many of our students think about is what will happen after they've completed their studies. Will they get a job afterwards? And if so, how will the University of Kent help them to do that? And I'm very proud to say that the University of Kent has a very high employability rate, and a very high proportion of our students do go on to gain successful employment after they've completed their studies. Within the University of Kent itself, we have a careers and employability service that is very much dedicated to help guiding our students through the transition from studying to starting their career. So we have fully trained professionals that can help you to investigate career options. They help you to find job vacancies and help you to get work experience. They can also provide sort of tutorials on how to sell yourself on a CV, what to expect and how to prepare for interviews. All of these things, all of these key skills that you will need when you do start to look for your sort of starting your career. There is somebody at the University of Kent that can help you to make that step. This is done through one-to-one meetings with our careers and employability advisors. The university also offers a number of sort of talks and workshops and seminars, and often potential employers from various industries will come in and meet with students and talk to them about the type of person that they are looking for when they are looking to recruit members of staff. So it's a really good way to kind of find out how to transition from your studies to your career, and you do have the resources available that will help you to do that. One other thing to remember as well, and this does come up quite a lot for our international students, is that while you are studying in the UK, under the terms and conditions of your UK visa, you will be permitted to work up to 20 hours part-time whilst for the duration while you are studying in the UK. So again, that's something to think about if you are looking to either gain practical experience or whether you want to supplement your income while you're studying. There is that option for you to work while you are studying, but only for the maximum of 20 hours per week. To finish, I kind of want to sort of talk to you about the current situation with COVID-19, because like you, this is something that is always on our mind, and it's something that we are, like everyone else, trying to come to terms with and adapt with the current situation that we are all facing. So I'm sure many of you would have seen on the news, like many countries around the world, the UK is still currently in lockdown. And what that means is that all higher education, well, not just higher education, but all education facilities, schools, universities, colleges in the UK have been shut for many weeks now. And all of the shops and cafes and bars have all been shut as well. So the only things that are open at the moment are sort of essential services such as supermarkets and pharmacies. What that means for higher education in the UK is that since the lockdown began in March, all of our academic teaching and tutorials have been conducted online. So all of the current students who are studying at the moment are continuing with their studies, but everything is done remotely. There are some student accommodations still open on our campuses, and because of that, some of our key facilities are still open, such as the shop, but the vast majority of Kent staff are working remotely. But the most important question is, what does this mean for your application for going forward? And I'm pleased to say that the University of Kent are still proceeding with applications. So we are still open, and we are very much encouraging people to apply as they normally would. We are still working on the basis that our courses will start for definitely in September, and our aim is very much, we are hopeful that they will be done what we call normal, which means done face-to-face. The teaching and all of the training and the research will be conducted on campus, so everything will be sort of reverted back to normal. Obviously, we are aware that we are in May and September is still quite away, and it's so difficult to kind of predict what's going to happen given the current situation. So there is a possibility that we may not be able to run the full course face-to-face as we would normally. So therefore, we are looking at options to do potentially sort of a hybrid of online face-to-face that will allow kind of the social distancing rules to continue. I think what I would say is, once we get a clearer idea about what's going to happen in September, then obviously the university will contact all of those students who are enrolled to start in September and discuss with them exactly how their course is going to be delivered. Please, I think the underlying message for me is just to assure you that the courses will definitely start in September. So please don't let that put you off from applying. If you are still thinking about courses starting this year, then definitely do submit your application ASAP. One of the common questions that we get asked quite a lot is deferring your university place. We know that for many offer holders, situations have changed, which means they may not be able to start their course in September. If you do have an offer, and if you are thinking about deferring your place, please do get in touch with us and the international team. The email address is on the screen in front of you. Many schools handle deferral requests very differently. Some of them will automatically move your application over to the next academic year. Some will ask you to reapply again. So the best thing to do would be to contact us within the international team, and one of my colleagues will be able to advise you and guide you on the requirements of the school that you're applying to. So please do get in touch if you have any questions about deferrals. And in terms of kind of going forward, I'm hoping I've covered everything, all of your main questions about sort of applying for our University of Kent. If you do have anything, if any further questions that we are not able to touch upon during today's webinar, then please do get in touch with us. Sort of my contact details and my colleague Hannah, who's also on this webinar as well. We are on hand to help and guide you as much as we can. So please do get in touch with us if you have any questions. In terms of kind of the formal presentation, that's everything we had. Are there any follow-up questions from our viewers today?
Thank you so much, Hannah and Emma. It was a great presentation. I see a few questions, but I think Hannah already answered them. So let's wait for a few more minutes to see if there are more questions. Meanwhile, if you have anything else that you want to add, you can go ahead.
I think that, I tried to cover as much as I could in the presentation itself. I think the key message for me is just don't delay your application, particularly if you are looking at scholarships. This is something that many international students are concerned about, and I'm just conscious of the deadline for many of our scholarships is close to sort of coming, and we've only sort of just got a week left before we end May, and that's when a few of our international scholarships close. So if you are concerned about funding, if you're interested in applying for any scholarships, then you need to start that process now, because we were not able to accept applications after that deadline. And in terms of kind of other things about the university itself, it's one of the selling points about it is definitely the location. We are sort of just outside Canterbury city centre, as I said, and one of the amazing things, which I'm sure Hannah can attest to as well, is the campus itself, is the wide open spaces, the greenery. It's such a nice place to live on campus, but also to study. So particularly now that the summer's hopefully arriving in the UK, so that when the sun is shining, it's so beautiful in terms of kind of the landscape, and it's such a nice place to be in terms of the UK. And, you know, for those of you who are very much kind of city focused, you're not that far away from the major cities. You know, the fact you're only an hour from London, but you can still kind of commute relatively easy, all adds to the benefits of being at the University of Kent. Okay. But I don't think we've got any more questions coming in, but if you do think of anything after this session, then as I said, please do get in touch with either Hannah or myself. If there's anything that you don't understand, or you need further guidance on how to apply, then definitely do get in touch with us.
Well, it seems like there is no more questions. So they can always get in touch with you, like you said, in your email. Maybe you can drop your email address in the chat box, so it's easier for them.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for hosting us today. And I hope we were able to answer all of your questions. And I hope you found it useful and informative.
Thank you so much for participating, Emma.
Thank you for organising.
I'll see you guys later in Turkey, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Everybody.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.